very common now that whether you're young or old, that you have a fatty liver. My sister has terrible bowels. Hey, when's the last time you had a bowel movement? Oh, yeah, it's been probably like almost 4 days. And my jaw detects. She said she'll go a week sometimes. You would change so much about your health just by having regular bowel movements.
Are you yourself a vegetarian?
I don't eat meat. I don't think that meat is the devil.
We're going to talk about the elimination pathway because I've learned that in integrative health and in functional medicine, integrated, like the elimination pathway, with the liver and the gut. And I'd love you to just take a brief moment of what that is so that someone can understand. Because I think people think that if they just drink and juice, then they're fine. And then they don't realize that what exactly you're doing for your body. Because like you said, you were talking about a detox of sorts. And sometimes people just don't understand that. And I feel like it really needs to be like highlighted, as much as you can. You don't have to go your full thing because I want people to reach out and, touch base with you first.
Yeah. Well, the liver, it's very common now that whether you drink or not, whether you're young or old, that you have a fatty liver. Like it's a super common
and
thing,
it doesn't
right?
have to drink. It's food. It's like junk.
It's the junk food. And the liver is extremely important. I look at it as the master detoxification organ for the body. It's the center of your immune system. And what happens is the liver has all these little spider web kind of like tunnels and pathways that get all blocked up, mucus, bile, sludge, just gunk. It gets all gunked up. And so when the liver starts to become low functioning, well, you're not absorbing properly. You're not eliminating properly. And so it's important to focus on the liver. That's one of the areas that we really focus heavy on. And it's super simple. Like one of the ways that you can, help the liver is by doing a castor pack where
castor oil? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, you do a castor oil pack. Castor oil is a deep penetrating oil. It has the ability to kind of go into those cavities in the liver, those small little tunnels. It'll break up the sludge, and then the liver will upregulate, and you'll get better functionality. You get better absorption out of it. I think that's like the best place to start. Obviously, the gut is extremely important, but through fasting, the gut does begin a healing process. Most of us haven't.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, the castor pack, are you saying orally, or are you taking topically, putting the castor pack that eventually will absorb in this?
Right. So as long as you've got like hexane-free castor oil, it's going to come in a glass jar. You can take it orally, but I'm talking about using it on above the liver. So you put it on a cloth. It's kind of like a cloth pad, and you wrap it around the liver, and you put like maybe a tablespoon of it on the castor pack, and you fall asleep, and it'll penetrate into the skin, into the liver. If you take it by mouth, it's great, but it acts more like a laxative.
Mm-hmm.
And so and that's great too. I mean, people don't have good bowel movements.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I just had a patient the other day just come over. I'm like, you got
right
every day. I mean, I wish people would know. I mean, you're going to tell them too. Detoxification is pooping partial, like
that for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, it's almost like people don't want to talk about it, but it's like, that is part of the process here,
It's a huge part of it.
Like,
yeah.
Get rid of it.
So I'm gonna tell you a story. My sister has terrible bowels. Terrible. I went to go visit her when I very first started teaching, these alternative methods. And I was sitting down, I'm talking, hey, when's the last time you had a bowel movement? Oh, yeah, it's been probably like almost 4 days. And my jaw detects.
That's how I feel about it. Like, really? 4 is a lot.
That's insane. And I asked her, what's the longest you'll go without having a bath? She said she'll go a week sometimes.
I've had patients and friends tell me that. And I'm the same way. I'm like, what? How is that possible?
I don't know. Because you're eating every day. Right? So, well, this is great. So if someone out there, if you're not having a bowel movement every day, you've got a problem you've got to work on. Now,
just
what
in
are
general,
some ways?
Right? We haven't even talked about, right. Yeah, right.
Right, right. Like that's in general, like you would change so much about your health just by having regular bowel movements.
Right.
Now, what one really good way to attack that is hydration. So if you have if your intestinal tract is really lubricated well, but also getting water into the cells. If your cells are really inflamed, if your gut is inflamed, yeah, your bowels aren't going to move well. So one thing I recommend is having a glass of water, usually cold steeped with like lemon or lime
Right.
overnight. And you just drink that first thing in the morning before you start your daily habit. 12, 16 ounces, whatever, that will aid tremendously. But it's important to hydrate throughout the day, right? Not just depend on that. I'm sure you know this. Most people drink like a 16-ounce bottle of water maybe a day.
Oh, for real. For real. I mean, like my gauge is at a minimum half your body weight would be great in ounces, but for me to even get them to do like two water bottle, like you said, like 16 to 20 is like
Yeah,
pushing it for some.
right.
I'd like at least half their body weight, but that is like me. That's me asking for like the world. So maybe 20 to 32 ounces I'll get.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's not even consistent. But it's like
Yeah.
we're eating chips, which are dehydrating. We're drinking coffee, which is dehydrating. It's like we have all of these habits. We're drying ourselves out. We're not drinking water. We're not eating our water. That's my big thing. It's like if you have hydration issues, focus on eating your water.
That's
Cucumbers
great.
are amazing
Great
sources
idea.
of water,
No, I mean, that's
right?
a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's sensible and sensible losses of, I mean, you're taking in what your body needs. And it's like, are you yourself? I didn't ask this before. Are you yourself a vegetarian or a vegan or do you still eat proteins?
So I don't eat meat.
Okay.
But I do what I call alkaline for the most part. So there's certain fruits and vegetables that I eat. I usually make everything from scratch. I do eat out still, and I do still have cheese from time to time. But
Okay.
what I've done is I've reduced my dairy tremendously. Like I used to eat it pretty much every day, and now it's like sometimes I'll order a salad and I'll forget there's cheese, that comes on the
Yeah.
salad because they put cheese on everything.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Unless you order.
But to your point here, like I don't think that meat is the devil. I think that if you source your meat well, I usually recommend if people want to do meat, carnivore, whatever, source your meat well. Make sure that you're getting high quality meat. I still personally don't recommend eating a ton of meat. That's just my personal recommendation, but people do what they feel is best for them. But if you do that, you get better quality. Like when before I stopped eating meat, I went to a local farmer. I'm here in Texas. I went to a local organic farmer. I bought a whole bunch of meat. And over the course of a year, I had it in my deep freezer. I eat that meat. And I noticed it cooked differently, it tastes different, and it digested differently.
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, that makes sense because it's high quality and what you're putting in. I know there's different takes on vegan versus carnivore when it comes to the way your health is. So I think it varies for me with that. I don't think there's a one size fits all.
mhm.
I've personally seen, but I do think your take on how people have to detox and change their perspective on what is going into their body, that is like paramount. Like that makes so much sense. Um, because I think that people are just misguided or they're just not like, I don't know if it's just they're afraid or just, we're so, there's so much readily available junk or crap. And then people just don't know what to do like to make their life a little bit easier.